Perth Badger outside linebacker Sebastian Cheeks. How you doing, Sebastian?
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing?
All right, great. Now I want to talk a little bit about the last week's game, and then obviously look forward to Iowa.
Yeah.
Drew Aller, his first half stat line, like he was very efficient, like he played well, but you guys were still winning at the end of the game. How would you generally assess your guys' performance and how you defended Aller?
Yeah, I think overall he's a guy who you don't want to let him get comfortable. I think we wanted to kind of put some pressure on him, and you kind of see towards the end of the half when it got in 2-minute drill, we just try to make him uncomfortable, not let him sit back there and go through his progressions. So overall, our emphasis was obviously stop and run first, and everything built off of that.
Now, I mean, early in the season, you guys, like Jalen Miller Moss, like those guys had some good performances. Do you guys think you're getting better at pressuring the quarterback and making them uncomfortable?
Yeah, definitely. I think kind of what we've talked about is everybody's just staying within their integrity of rushing the passer, and then doing their job. That's the biggest thing. You don't want to lose your rushing lanes, and a lot of these quarterbacks that we play, whether it was Northwestern or some of these other guys like Milroe that can kind of run and flush out the pocket, we want to make sure that we're containing them to the best of our ability.
And you guys had, like second half, you guys had, like quarterback change that obviously you didn't expect, due to injury. How would you guys feel that? How would you assess your guys' ability to kind of transition and to kind of like switch gears and start to defend a mobile quarterback?
Yeah, it was definitely a switch-up pitch. Not anything that we obviously weren't prepared for. He's been thrown in there a couple times, but it was definitely he's a little bit more prone to tucking and running. He's a little bit of a faster guy, so it was definitely something that we had to account for.
How did that make it? I mean, obviously a mobile quarterback, like they pose a threat that they can run themselves.
Right.
But what does that mean for like an offense's overall run game? Like does it make it like harder to defend like both the running back and the quarterback when they can both run?
Yeah, I mean, like anytime you're playing like a mobile quarterback, you have to account for him, and I think you've seen a couple times he kind of got outside, whether it's to the edge or on a read, and he kind of used his legs to his advantage. And that's something that like I said, it's not that we didn't prepare for it, but it was something that we had to be more prone to, that it was a possibility.
In this upcoming week, Cade McNamara obviously suffered an injury,
Sure.
And so they put in Brendan Sullivan, and it seems like he's going to play again this week. Watching film from him these past few days, like what stands out about Brendan?
Yeah, kind of like another guy who can obviously run boot. He can also get outside the pocket. Something again you have to be able to account for. And those quarterbacks again, like you want to be able to stop the run first, and that's where it kind of when you want to get pressure, we get them on long third down and manageable. That's when we can play our best. Get after the quarterback.
Now, you guys have had a few games against mobile quarterbacks this year, done better in certain games than in others.
Sure.
What have you learned about defending mobile quarterbacks that kind of helps you to do it again this week?
Yeah, again, like it's just something that everybody has to stay within their job role, and a lot of the times, you're the one being read, so you definitely have to, a quarterback is sometimes when you're playing guys who stand back there and want to throw the ball versus guys who they're not afraid to tuck it and run it and put it down and go for the first.
Now, when it comes to mobile quarterbacks, there's obviously a threat of them escaping all the rushers and kind of finding open running lanes.
Right.
Does that make it more difficult to want to send some extra pressure? Or do you prefer to send extra pressure against mobile quarterbacks?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think Tress does a really good job at doing that. Depending on where he wants to get to, and just in terms of on the football field overall. But it all comes down to keeping sure that we're containing the quarterback, as a D line.
Now, in Iowa, they have a great running back. Probably one of the best in the country.
Sure.
What stands out? I mean, obviously, he's going to run a lot, but is there anything specific about the running scheme that stands out to you? Like where he likes to run? What have you seen from their kind of running strategy?
Yeah, I think he's a back that once he likes his vision. You know what I mean? A lot of stretch. You see him in the pistol A set a lot, and that's so he can kind of have vision to create those seams. Obviously, he's very talented back, just in terms of one of the most impressive things is yards after contact. So I think for us, it's going to be getting hats to the ball, all 11 guys at once.
Now I talked to Ben Barn and Elijah Hills, and they're talking about how his explosiveness stands out. Caleb Johnson's how his explosiveness kind of really stands out.
Yep.
Would you agree with that? Like, does anything else like specific stand out about that makes him different than other running backs you guys?
Yeah,
play?
I mean, definitely a great player. Like I said, his ability to kind of yards after contact is a big thing that stands out. And then obviously getting to the second level, we have to eliminate that. You know what I mean? And it starts on first and second down.
Now, and you guys, I played a few other Big Ten, like during that 3-game win streak. Those were all pretty much run first teams. They had running backs who also like to go to the outside. Does your success against those teams like give you guys more confidence playing, like running back who's probably the best on your schedule?
Yeah, I mean, sure. Like any team in the Big Ten, when you can stop the run, it's going to help you set you up. Obviously, that 3-game stretch was helpful for us, and then that's always been our mentality. No matter the opponent, stopping the run it's always going to be a precedent of ours.
Now you're a new guy, showed up here in the off season, and this is a rivalry that predates pretty much everybody who's alive right now. How much was it emphasized to you, like the importance of the Iowa-Wisconsin rivalry?
Yeah, obviously rivalries are very important around here. You don't take them lightly. Not that we're treating it like any other different game that we prepare for, but it's all about, it comes down to execution. These fans, obviously, whether it's the Iowa and Minnesota, all these teams that there's obviously a little bit more extra heat to them. It's something that you don't, as a player, you don't just let go. So
Thank you, Sebastian.
yeah.